Hello there, it's Ellie here, and in this video I am going to talk a little bit more about Neobux and specifically about the rented referrals part. I have been asked some questions about this, so I'm just going to do a video to explain a bit more. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Neobux already, it is a PTC site or pay-to-click site. And that means that you can get paid to view adverts. And to do that, you're just clicking here on the View Ads section. You click on the ads and you will get paid a small amount for each one. Now, on Neobux, there are usually sort of in the region of about probably 10 to 15 ads available. Now I have already clicked on my ads today, and to click on them, you're just clicking on the box and a little timer will come up and count down for you. When you are wanting to actually make more money from Neobux than the ad clicks provide, because they only provide a very, very small amount, then you will need to do some team building. Now, on Neobux, there is a great option which is called rented referrals. So let's talk now about the rented referrals. Excuse me. So to rent referrals then, all you need to do is click on the referrals box. Now, as I have a golden membership, then I can only rent referrals at a specific time. However, whenever you first use Neobux, if you have a standard account, then you can rent referrals at any time. So personally, I need to wait for the referrals box to turn green, but yours should be green if you have a standard account. So you just click on the referrals box, or referrals tab, sorry, and then you choose your pack. So the number of packs that you can rent then vary. So you can start off with 3. And you can go right up to 100. Now currently, as you can see, I don't have enough funds to actually rent on here. I'm not working on the increasing my rented referrals at the minute. So what I'm doing is I'm using my funds to actually extend the rented referrals. But it is a very simple process. You're literally just clicking on a box. And it, it will guide you through the process. So if you want to rent 3 rented referrals, which is the lowest amount, then you're just clicking here. If you just notice as well, the amount that shows up here whenever I say 3 is 0.69 cents. Now that again is because I have an upgraded account and I have 980 rented referrals. Whenever you first start renting, the pack will cost 0.60. So they're 20 cents each whenever you are first starting off. As you progress your account, the cost of rented referrals and the extending and all those kinds of things do actually increase. You're building your account and building the amount of rented referrals that you have, but you also need to manage the type of membership that you have and all those kinds of things. So this is one of the reasons why Neobux, it does confuse people quite a bit. But basically, when you're first renting, you don't need to have a membership upgrade to rent. And if you are working on the membership upgrade, if you're going to have a membership upgrade, you do need to have quite a lot of rented referrals. So I would say in the region of probably 300 or 400 rented referrals at least, so that you are actually covering your cost on the membership level. Now, as I said, you do not need to have a membership on Neobux to rent referrals, and you will be able to make a profit on that as long as you work on extending your rented referrals for 240 days. So let's talk a little bit more about the extending process. So I currently have 980 rented referrals. Oh, by the way, a few people have asked me this as well. The rented referrals are real people. They are people who have joined Neobux and they don't have, they didn't use a referral link basically. They don't have an upline. So what Neobux does then is provide those to you at a small cost. Now, the rented referrals, for them to actually become rented referrals, they do need to be active users of the site initially. And, you know, Neobux will not charge you for renting referrals who have not ever logged into the site or anything like that at all. So let's have a look at rented referrals. So as I said, I currently have 980 rented referrals. And on here, you can see that I have changed the colors on the different rented referrals. I have also changed some of the settings here as well. So, for example, I have referral since, and it tells me the date here. And whenever you're new to the account, it will actually show in a different way. So it will show like this. So the number of days that you have left on the actual, the number of days you have actually had the rented referral. Personally, I like to have it as the actual date. So I've just clicked here on the little where it says real. If if yours is just saying 1 day, 2 days, whatever, then it will say relative. I think. I have to check that again. Yes, it says relative. So I just change it to real. Next payment then. You can change any of these then from relative to real. So it means then that you can adjust the dates and everything, how this information is actually provided, that actually suits you. Now, I personally prefer to have the date on this part. So that's the, I've had the referral since, so I know then I've had, what date I actually added that rented referral. And I prefer to keep the next payment on relative, so I know the number of days that I am working on, rather than real, which is going to have another date. So, to me, it's easier to manage this if you have it set to relative. The last click, again, you can have it relative or you can have it real. So again, I prefer to have that one set to relative. So what else then? The different colors. I've been asked about the different colors. You can change the colors on your rented referrals using this little bar here. So if I move this, then you will see that some, let me change this. If I apply this, you will see that the rented referrals change, and you will see more in the yellow than you do in the red. Now, why would I be doing this? You've got your click average. So here at the side, you can see whether someone has been active or not. And, the average then will tell you, sort of how active they are. So, for example, the higher the average, so as you can see here, the average here is 4. And that means that this person has done 4 clicks and they have only been a referral for 1 day. And so it means then that they've been, they've clicked on their very first day. So that is a very active referral. They haven't missed any days. They have done all of the clicks that they need to, all that kind of thing. Now, if you look at this one, you will see that this average is also 4, and this person has done 8 clicks. That's because they have been a referral for 2 days instead of 1 day. So they are also a very active referral. They have done 4 clicks on 2 days. Again, here's another one. So this person has done 20 clicks. So they are doing all of the clicks. If the rented referral does at least 4 clicks per day, then and they do those clicks every day, their average is going to be very high. If I change the average around, then you will see the ones that have no clicks, and you will see the ones who they have been a referral for a little while, a few days at least, and the average here is 0. In other words, they haven't done anything. So these are the most inactive referrals. So what the colours then represent, or what you do with this part, is you can set the average to a certain level. For example, if you want to highlight all the rented referrals who have a 0.5 average, we can apply that. You will see that all of the ones here in the side who have an average of under 0.5 are all red. If I go further, it's back to 0.7. I wondered why that was. If I apply that, there we go. Now it has changed. So the ones that are yellow, you can see I have yellow in the middle here. So the yellow ones will represent an average of between 0.5 and 1. So it's really just a way to actually highlight specific referrals. So you might be wanting to keep an eye on the ones who are very inactive, so that way you can have them set as red. You might want to keep an eye on the ones that are, these are the ones that are very, very active. You might want to keep an eye on the ones that are starting to get less and less active. So those would be the ones that are yellow. The ones that are red then, as I said, are the least active. So that's one of the reasons, or that's how you can change the colours on the rented referral box. I have to admit, I'm not 100% sure if you have this this option on a standard account. I have a feeling that it might only be for golden memberships. I have to be honest and say I can't remember. So perhaps somebody who has a standard account could confirm whether that's the case or not. Of course, if you do want to save this, you can just click on Save. So it's up to you. You can set this at any amount you want. But it's a tool that's provided by Neobux basically to help you manage your rented referrals. Now you might be wondering, why then I have a lot of rented referrals who are red. If I go back again, so I have 261 rented referrals that are marked as red. Now some people will recycle any of the rented referrals that are red showing on their account. Personally, I I think that's quite a crude measurement, because you've got, if I search by last click, so there's a lot of these ones who haven't clicked yet. Like for example, this one, they've only been a referral for 1 day, and so if you were just simply recycling all of the rented referrals that are showing up as red on your account, then you're going to be recycling referrals that they haven't even had a chance really to click yet. So that's one of the reasons why I personally don't use it. I also tend to just allow the system to do an auto recycle for me, which means that if somebody has been inactive for 14 days, then the system will actually recycle them, or swap them over for a new referral for you without you having to pay anything. Now that's an option that I personally think is quite overused on Neobux, especially by new members of the site, mostly because you don't maybe understand what the process is. Now I will be actually starting to recycle some of my rented referrals myself quite soon, but I have been building my account to get all of my rented, sorry, I hit the wrong button there. I have been working to get all of my rented referrals extended. So, these are the ones that I am focusing on at the minute. So, it's a personal preference thing, really, to be honest with you. I do think that the recycling option is overused and it's misused as well. People, as I said, maybe don't understand exactly how to use it very well. So I think it's a better option to just ignore recycling initially until you actually start to understand how to use the account better. Now, as I said, I will be starting to use the recycle option a bit more. But I will talk about that in another video. I will talk about how, what my strategy for that is going to be, and explain why I will be working that way. Okay, so there's a couple of things in here that I just want to highlight. First of all, whenever you are renting referrals, you will get them for 30 calendar days, and then it's up to you then whether you want to extend them or not. There is the monthly cost here. So this is the number of rented referrals. I'm personally on 980, so I will be paying 0.23. The reason why I have been sticking at this level is because I don't want to go up to the next one yet, because it's going to be an increased cost. So you have to manage the costs on the account as well. As it tells you here, the quantity of referrals available will vary depending on how many users registered without a referrer. You will only get referrals that have clicked at least 11 ads in the past 5 days. So for you to rent a rented referral, they have to be an active member of the site. It talks here about the renewal prices. So as I said before, you will get discount on the number of days if you go for the higher number of days, and that is the best way then to maximize the profits from your account. There are a number of rented referrals that each user can have. So on a standard account then you can have a maximum of 300 rented referrals, and I would advise that you do work on building up your account to the 300 rented referrals before you even think about taking out the golden membership. The auto pay function on here you can activate auto pay to extend your referral's next payment date. So really what happens is, if the member is active, then auto pay will extend them for an extra day, and it basically takes the first click each referral makes per day, and it means then that they're not going to count down, the time on them is not going to count down as quickly as if you don't have auto pay turned on. So this is an option that is very good to use because it helps to split up your rented referrals. So instead of having, say for example, if you rented 100 rented referrals all at once, instead of having 100 rented referrals that all expire on the same day, then you can have them split up so that you're extending just a few per day. But again, that's a personal preference thing. Some people like, you know, being able to extend every one of them on the same day. Other people like to have it split up. It is a way to actually save funds. So again, you know, you're wanting to maximize your profits. So having auto pay turned on is going to save you 15% on the extending cost. You can recycle your rented referrals. There is one very important thing about rented referrals on Neobux that I want to highlight to you, and this is in the terms of service. So if you actually go down and read through the terms for your referrals, you will see that here, 3.11, it will tell you here, allowing a referral to expire will have a small fee ranging from 0.01 to 0.05. And that's actually, it depends on your current membership level and the number of rented referrals that you have allowed to expire. So for this reason, you do not want to let any of your rented referrals expire if you can avoid it. You know, sometimes there will be a time when it is worth actually allowing rented referrals to expire, and that's mostly to do with managing your membership or managing your rented referrals. But there is a small fee for that, and it means then that if there's not enough funds in your account, your main balance will become a negative balance. So I just wanted to highlight that because I had a question about that quite recently. So that's pretty much all I want to cover in this video. I mean, that is quite a lot of information, and you know, there is a lot that goes on the Neobux site, and there is a lot of there's a lot of information to kind of try and get used to. However, you know, try not to feel overwhelmed about that. There are a few things that you need to remember. Number one is, you know, if you just do the ad clicks and nothing else, yes, you can get paid for doing that, and you will be able to make a withdrawal as well. You will only be making a small amount of money each day for doing that. If you want to make a higher level of income, then you need to look at team building. You have two options for team building. That is having direct referrals or rented referrals. You can, of course, have both, as I have shown you here. Direct referrals, you do not pay anything for. So those are people that you have shared your referral link with, and they have joined the site. Rented referrals then are people who have joined the site, but they haven't used anybody's referral link, and Neobux then has allowed you to actually access those people and have them allocated to your account. So if you think about it like this, rented referrals are you're paying a little cost for them. However, you know for a fact that you're going to get team members from doing that. Now, you do not know how active those people are going to be. It's exactly the same as if you have a direct referral. There's no sort of predicting whether somebody is going to be active on the site or not. The main thing about rented referrals is that you need to manage your costs. So you need to take account of all the discounts that you can possibly get. So for example, if you have a standard membership account, then you will need to extend your rented referrals for 240 days. That will give you 30% discount, and that is how you will make your account profitable. You can also turn on auto pay, for example. That will give you another discount. And again, that's a useful thing to do because it helps you to become more profitable on Neobux. The last thing that I want to say is, you know, Neobux is a site that has been around for over 10 years. It is certainly not a scam. You know, I've seen certain people saying, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam. It is not a scam. You have to learn how to use the rented referrals option properly. You need to learn how to use the account properly. If you don't do that, if you don't learn about the discounts, how to extend, how to monitor your rented referrals, if you don't do those things, then it's highly likely that you will not make money on Neobux. That does not make Neobux a scam. It makes it a business, and you need to think of it as a business. It is about managing your profits and managing your costs. You know, so you just need to work on Neobux and understand the processes behind it. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about Neobux. I mean, there are other accounts that I think are easier to manage than Neobux, for sure. And, you know, if you're an absolute beginner to pay-to-click sites and rented referrals and that kind of thing, you might want to look at some of the alternative, you know, easier to use pay-to-click sites. And I will add a link to those just below this video. Okay, that's it then from me for now, and I hope you have found this video useful. If you do have any questions at all, then just let me know. I will, you know, as I have done for this video, I will do a video for questions that I receive as soon as I possibly can. Okay, thanks for now for watching, and I shall see you in another video hopefully. Take care now. Bye.